making cars people just can't let go of. And since the trend has gone full throttle, other brands joined in, penning their own "We are awesome" letters. It's a masterclass in reverse psychology marketing. Many called it a genius strategy. Some said it's a not so cool escape from taking accountability. So we've got two very special voices joining us to take us through this latest ad craze. And then on the Breakfast Club, we'll shift gears from brand storytelling to real storytelling. Joining us this morning is Suparn S. Verma. His latest film, Haq, dives deep into the clash of faith, of freedom and justice, inspired by the landmark Shah Bano case. And his direction reminds us that narratives in movies can move hearts and headlines alike. So that and much more coming up this morning. Well, first, India is witnessing an apology spree, and suddenly everyone is sorry on the internet. Not for a scandal or for a product recall, but for being too good. Across industries, brands are posting mock apology letters that look official and sound serious until you read the fine print. This apology marketing trend started abroad but really took off in India when Skoda and Volkswagen posted their fake apology statements. That serious letterhead tone that you see on the right side of our screens as well, mixed with tongue-in-cheek humor, caught people off guard and made it viral all across. Now it's everywhere. Talk about brands in India, abroad, Myntra, Reliance Digital, Haldiram, Dabur, even cement brands, each one pretending to say sorry for being irresistible, addictive or too perfect. It also works because it feels clever, self-aware and also human. That fake serious tone makes people stop scrolling, smile and share instead. But when everyone is doing it, it's being copy-pasted by each and every brand, the line between smart and overdone gets very thin. Some ad veterans call it humor with a deadpan face. Others think it's lazy, a short-term high with no real brand depth. Is this creativity or just copy-paste irony? Joining us this morning to take that conversation forward is our guest, actor and ad legend, Bharat Dabolkar. Good morning, Bharat. Thank you for being with us this morning. It's a very, very interesting conversation that's broken on the internet. First up, what are your thoughts? What do you make of this copy-paste job being attempted by each of the brands? Good, mediocre, or not cool?
I'll tell you what, it actually started decades ago in the US when Hertz and Avis rent-a-car started. Avis was the number 2 in the rental car market. Avis, Hertz was number 1, and Avis came up with a strategy which said that we are number 2. That's why we try harder. We don't have as many cars as the leader has. We don't have as many pickup points as the leader has. But that's why we try harder. So that thing of we are number 2, that's why we try harder became a legendary campaign at that time. But it was done excellently well. I mean, they talked about we have lesser number of cars, but we have newer models. Because we have lesser number of cars, our ashtrays are cleaner. So they made a big thing of what we are. We are small, that's why we try harder and we give you better service. The second campaign, again, decades ago in the US was when Volkswagen launched their Beetle cars. Because America was known for big cars, huge cars. The big was beautiful in America, and Beetle came up with this little car. And they said, we are small, we are ugly, and buy us because we are not good looking. So I think that was it wasn't apology, but it was a thing of saying that, look, we are different. We are not like the big guys, but we are better than them. So I remember the slogan that Beetle had that time. It said, if you want to show off to people that you've reached someplace, buy a big car. But if you just want to reach someplace without showing off, buy a Beetle.
That's more of, Mr. Dabolkar, that's more of tapping into your not weakness, but tapping into what you stand apart from the rest for in a very humble way. So that's one strategy that brands went about with. Philippines were learning last year sometime. This picked up in Philippines and now every brand is copying it in India. Volkswagen, Skoda were amongst the first to start it, and now it's become almost mindless copy-paste. But tell us, Mr. Dabolkar, the underlying marketing rationale here, because you're essentially turning mock regret into marketing gold. as is
But
being
I'll tell you one
spoken
thing.
over the years.
I've seen some hoardings on Mumbai roads, and they have this big "We are sorry" as a headline. What they forget is, in a hoarding, you can't have more than 8 or 9 words because people are passing you by. So when you say "We are sorry," people read that "We are sorry." They don't read why you are sorry, because by the time you pass that hoarding. So in trying to do a campaign like this, I don't think people are taking into account what medium they're advertising this on. If you say "We are sorry" and give an explanation in a press ad or in a film, it works. But on a hoarding, it doesn't work. Because you're passing that so fast, you see a big "We are sorry," and later on you don't read the small print of why they are sorry. I think as a gimmick, it could work. As a humorous takeoff, it could work, but only for a little while. I don't think the consumers have the time to see the humor and say, oh, these people are saying they're apologizing for being too good. It doesn't, according to me, it works momentarily. Maybe a few brands can do it, and it also depends on how effectively you can do it. You can't just do it like this chap did it and it worked well for him, so I'll do the same thing. It doesn't work like that. You have to have a solid reason of saying we are sorry for being damn good. I don't know how, I haven't seen too many of them very effectively done.
How do you see this trend within the broader shift in brand communication? Because a lot of people have come out to say that if you're going to just end up saying sorry without thinking twice, how is your sorry any different than a sorry that is a crisis sorry? So a sorry that is authentic, a sorry that comes from a place of sensitivity.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there was a time when Cadbury chocolates had a problem. There was some problem with Cadbury chocolates. There was some problem with Maggi noodles. So there was some iron found in some batches of Maggi noodles. And they had to come up with a big campaign saying that, look, we are sorry, this is not something that affects all our products. This was a glitch that we had. Cadbury's then got Amitabh Bachchan to come and say that, look, I have tested this. And Cadbury's was sorry that some batches there was some problem with them. That was different. That was a product had a problem and the manufacturers came out. That wasn't humor. That was saying, look, we are sorry that you had some problem with our product. This is not universal. Everything else is fine. So that sorry was different. That sorry was an explanation saying that this is just a glitch. This is not a universal thing in our product range. And that worked very well. And they had people like Amitabh Bachchan who were respected figures. And they came and said, look, I've tried this and it works perfectly well. It tastes perfectly good. I don't think, advertising is all about innovation. People get what we call as Me Too products. Most campaigns become Me Too campaigns. Matlab, this is what I am.
Yeah.
I have let's say if I have a soap which is a freshness soap and I come up with a saying, I have another freshness soap. That's what we call a Me Too campaign. That I am like the others.
And then it loses its charm, isn't it? Soon after it loses its charm. For instance, when I was personally going through the first set of apology letters, I was intrigued. I was wanting to listen to the manner in which they're giving it their own spin or tweaking it to their advantage. Beyond 5 letters, you lose interest.
Yes. It's like I'll tell you what happens. It's like the film industry. You make one action film that works and everybody wants to do an action film. And then you start losing that appeal that it had, because the first one had great appeal, but now the second, third and fourth don't have that same appeal. So if it becomes a gimmick which is used by everybody, it loses its efficacy.
Mr. Dabholkar, what we'll do is because there's a mixed bag of reactions that we're looking at on the internet. And since I briefly spoke of Volkswagen as well, that's where the Indian story began essentially a few days ago.
Yeah.
Very interesting comments have come in because there is context to this. Here, there was a serious problem, a serious feedback which was reported by many Volkswagen owners. And this is the marketing genius that Volkswagen came up with. Do you think somewhere it's backfired? Because a lot of owners have reported issues with workshops and service centers. So there are some, and I caught a few examples here. While I agree with most of this, they should first of all apologize for keeping my car in the workshop for roughly half the time, yet not fixing any issue. So it can surely backfire because you're going to come off as an insensitive brand.
Yeah. I think rather than saying sorry as a gimmick, if you can say it sincerely, that look, we've had a problem, you can be honest. I think there's a difference in being honest and saying that, look, we've had some problem with some models, but we are sorting it out, so all the models won't have that problem, rather than making it humorous. So when you have a problem, people don't want humor. If my car has stalled and I have to send it to the garage, I don't want to have a humorous response from the company. I want a serious response saying that, look, we are sorry, this has gone wrong. We'll correct it in no time and send it back to you. The humor works when it's a frivolous thing. Humor doesn't work when the consumer has a problem. He's not in the mood of laughing at that time. Others may laugh at that, oh, these people are saying a thing. But that's not your consumer. The person who has bought your product is not going to laugh at a problem that's saying, we are sorry. But what you said earlier was, I haven't seen an ad like this. Are people saying they're sorry for being too good? Are there ads like that?
Yeah, the letters actually end up indicating that. So we're sorry for being too good. We're sorry for serving snacks that are irresistible. In fact, it's not just limited to brands. A lot of celebrities, a celebrity chef, for instance, has come out with a similar apology. So it's being replicated by people too now.
I don't think, personally, I don't think that really works. I think that humor is lost on people because if you're humble, you should just be humble.
So right now, as we speak, Mr. Bharat, we're flashing this Haldiram apology letter, and it said, we're sorry that you, so there you go. It's come to our attention. It says that people have been experiencing excessive joy at our restaurants. There've been reports of them accidentally finishing entire plates meant for sharing. Our food, it seems, has been declared too irresistible. that's the marketing.
I'll tell you one thing. I think this will be lost on most people. They will not catch the tongue-in-cheek humor in this. We had done, I used to handle a product called Nutramul, which is Amul, it was like Bonvita and Boost, health drink. And once we did a hoarding and a press ad which said, who says that a health drink can't be tasty? What we meant was that we are a very tasty health drink. And we got lots of people coming in and saying, is there some problem with the Nutramul taste? And we said, no. What we mean is we are a healthy drink, but we are also tasty. See, people don't always catch the little humor or the twist in what you are trying to say. It's lost on most people. People want to be, and now with the kind of problem that we are facing, we are saying social media, attention spans are getting lesser and lesser. People don't have more than 10 seconds to look at what you are saying. In that, to give a twist, according to me, doesn't really work because it's lost on most people. They don't catch the humor in that.
From a brand equity perspective, what are brands gaining from this, apart from virality, in your view? Why do you think is there a fear attached to this that we're going to be left out in the race? Is it just as simple as that, or there's more to it?
I think what is happening is most brands with the kind of technology progress that has happened are similar to each other. There's not much they can say which is different from what the other brands are. And they have to come up with something that sounds different. The appeal has to be something different. So they feel that this is the way to do it. I personally don't think this is the way to do it. I think creating humor to differentiate your brand from the others is not the way I think it works. You have to think of other means and ways to do this. That's my personal view. That I don't think, maybe initially, as somebody says, I'm sorry for being too good or something, it may have worked initially because people find it funny. But I don't think as a regular thing, everybody doing it. Like I had bought a T-shirt once, and that T-shirt had a major a leaflet which came with the packaging, which said, we are sorry because once you wear it, you're going to be irresistible. All the women will be just drooling over you. So that was fine. I had already bought that T-shirt and I wasn't going to buy it because I read an ad which said that if you buy our T-shirt, women are going to be drooling over you. I don't think as a strategy it works, but that's my personal view.
Okay. What I also want to understand from you, Mr. Dabholkar, is whether there are any guardrails, for instance, or any legal formalities that brands are bound by, and if not, do you suggest there should be? Because we've all been discussing how a consumer, a product owner is borderline being duped by these kind of marketing gimmicks. If you're not considering his feedback or taking it seriously, you're being cheated in a way by the brand that you've paid for. Should there be any guardrails, and are there any?
But there are already guardrails. There are legal provisions. We have a thing called Advertising Standards Council of India, ASCI. So anybody feels that their product is making a claim or a company is making a claim that's not true or that's over-exaggerated, anybody, not an organization, any single consumer can write to ASCI and complain about this, and ASCI immediately calls up the advertiser and asks them to either drop the advertising or explain why they should be allowed to do it. So there are already legal and other restrictions on these kinds of things. But we also have in law, I'm a lawyer, in law we have a thing which says buyer beware. You can't blame a marketing or advertising person saying that he fooled me. You have to use your own brains also. That's a law. That's a law world over that says buyer should be aware that you can't just see something and say, I heard Amitabh Bachchan saying that this shoe is very nice, or Shah Rukh Khan saying that Santro car is damn good. You should be a bit more sort of intelligent to say that does Shah Rukh Khan drive a Santro? Does he have a Santro? Why should I believe Shah Rukh Khan saying Santro is a damn good car? I think that buyer thing also should come into this, that buyers have to be aware that you just can't look at the celebrity and say, I bought it because he said to buy it. You have to have your own brains. So I think whether it's apology advertising or whatever it is, or celebrity advertising, consumers also should use their brains to figure out what is right and what is wrong.
Mr. Dabholkar, it's also interesting because for the longest time, brands, at least big brands, have always come out with an apology when it's sincere, when there's been a huge scandal, when they're at the receiving end of a lot of criticism for something that didn't quite work out for them. That seems to have changed now. A lot of people are also saying, and you can come in on this, tell us if you agree or not, to the fact that this humanizes the entire concept of what they're selling, why they're invested in the brand, and by this kind of a marketing strategy, they are turning flaws into strength and turning strength into flaws. So they're interchanging the two.
On the other hand, it may be that I am not aware that there was something wrong with your product. Now you are pointing out to me that there was something wrong with not what you bought, but what somebody else bought, which could be counterproductive. Maybe I bought something which was fine, but then somebody else bought and said that this was not good, and that's why you're apologizing to him. You're making me aware of something that I didn't even know. So I think it's a double-edged sword. You should be very careful of when you're doing this, because you could be giving wrong information. There could be 50% of your audience which doesn't know that there was a problem, and now you're saying I'm sorry, and they say, what are you sorry for? I'm fine with what I had bought. Besides which, it doesn't work. So you would agree
to those denouncing it, saying that at least from reputed old brands, an apology was deemed sincere. So this is a no-go.
No, I think if somebody had a problem, like I mentioned two brands, which was Cadbury chocolates and Maggi noodles, and they had some problem some years ago. And they sincerely came out and said, look, we had a problem, but that was a problem in some batches. It's not a universal problem. So don't worry. And they had respected people who came and talked about this. That works. Because people know that there was a problem. You read it in the papers or you see it on television and you realize that there was some problem in some part of the country where this product had a problem. And they come out and say, look, yeah, this was true. They're not hiding it. See, that's another thing of marketing, that when you have a problem, don't disappear. If you disappear, people don't trust you. They think that you made your money and run away. Be there. Guide them. Tell people that, okay, we are sorry that we did this, but this is not a universal problem. In some batch, some place had a problem. We are sorting it out. Give us some time. I think that is sincere. But using apology...
of why this would be happening or is being copy-pasted to the extent it is, Mr. Dabholkar, you think is also the social media savvy audience that they're catering to. And in doing so, are they forgetting that there is a larger audience that exists beyond this, which is the elderly, for instance, those who've always seen sorry as sorry and nothing else? And do you think that's
people don't realize that the social media consumers are youngsters more than older people. There's a huge audience outside. People think, I see this everywhere. I see this in the entertainment industry. I see it in advertising. They say, let's get this model because she has 1 million followers. Nobody stands to think, in that 1 million followers, how many are people in our category of consumers? How many of those people are our target group? I don't want to reach 1 million people. I want to reach 10,000 people who are my core target group. So I think social media awareness has to be used properly. You just can't blindly say that it's a blanket thing, that somebody who has a great a thing that goes viral on social media would help my brand. That doesn't happen that way. Because all of them are not your consumers. Maybe 5% of those are your consumers. 5% people in that viral who are consuming the viral news that is going out on social media, maybe 5% are your consumers. So who are you talking to? 95% are not even in your target group.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Dabholkar, for that wonderful conversation and for really taking us through the several aspects that we as consumers must keep in mind when we look at a viral official apology, not so apologetic, across social media. Thank you so much.
I must end this by saying I'm sorry if I did not give you correct information. I think that should go well with your program.
Thank you. Okay, we'll wrap up on that note then. We'll wrap up on that official apology. Coming up next after a very quick break, though, we will shift our focus to our person of interest this morning, Suparn S. Verma. His latest film, Haq, has touched upon something that we've witnessed in the country, shape legal boundaries around the Shah Bano case. That interesting conversation coming up in just a bit.
Meera.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Two concerns the Congress party, but it is about the voice which speaks on the other hand as far as the Congress party is concerned. This is Shashi Tharoor, who has now praised LK Advani on his 98th birthday, and now there are reactions that are coming in from the Congress party. Pawan Khera has put out a tweet, and I'm quoting, Dr. Shashi Tharoor speaks for himself, and the Indian National Congress outrightly disassociates itself from his most recent statement. That he continues to do as a Congress MP and a CWC member reflects the essential democratic and liberal spirit unique in the Indian National Congress. Tharoor, remember, had tweeted that, and I'm quoting, Advani's unwavering commitment to public service, his modesty and decency, and his role in shaping the trajectory of modern India are indelible. A true statesman whose life of service has been exemplary. So, a tweet in praise of LK Advani, a very, very senior leader and BJP veteran, now is not sitting well with the Congress party. There are reactions that are coming in from the Congress party. This time it is Pawan Khera, but they have decided to wing it somewhat in their favor, claiming that this is also the basic ethos of the Congress party, that they allow this liberal spirit that is there for every member to exercise, and it is only unique to the Congress party. My colleague Pallavi Ghosh is with us on the broadcast. Pallavi, interesting response that's coming in from the Congress.
Yes, we have to also understand the quick context. It was Advani's yatra through Bihar, which was stopped by Lalu Prasad Yadav when he was the chief minister of Bihar, on the grounds that his yatra was dividing people. This was post-Babri Masjid demolition. We are talking about the battle for Bihar, and that's the reason why the Congress party, one, is trying to placate the RJD, its ally of the Mahagathbandhan, once again. Second, reaching out to the minority vote bank. Obviously, the Congress party is very, very uncomfortable with the heaps of praise which have been put on LK Advani, despite the fact that it was his birthday. The Congress has no love lost for LK Advani, because only taken pot shots at the Prime Minister over him when they've accused the PM of sidelining stalwarts like LK Advani or seniors within the party, calling them Margdarshak leaders. But having said that, the reason essentially is the battle for Bihar, where Lalu Prasad Yadav, his party, Tejasvi Yadav, needs to be placated. And that's the reason why the Congress has come out with a very nuanced statement, I would say. On one hand, completely dissociating itself from the comments of Shashi Tharoor, but on the other hand, not wanting to give a handle to the BJP by saying that we respect, this is a democratic structure within the Congress party, he's a CWC member, yet we give him the freedom to speak the way he speaks.
But what explains this response by Shashi Tharoor, considering the timing that is only apt? We're talking in context of the Bihar elections, and you rightly pointed out this
Welcome back. Well, from penning thrillers to directing some of India's biggest streaming hits, one man keeps redefining the art of storytelling. A journalist turned filmmaker, Suparn S. Verma, has shaped worlds that blend drama, emotion and purpose. From the family man's tension to the trial's immoral conflict and now Huck's emotional truth. His stories don't just entertain, they question, move and mirror the world we live in. Inspired by real-life Ahmad Khan versus Shah Bano case, Huck is Suparn's latest film, which is a tribute to justice, faith and women who dare to raise their voice. From Ek Khiladi Ek Hasina to Huck, every story he tells leaves an imprint, a question and a truth. Let's go across to him, bring him in this morning on The Breakfast Club, the storyteller who turns real life into powerful cinema. Suparn, good morning. Thank you for being with us. Hope you're doing well.
Good morning. Yes, I'm doing very, very well. We had a very good weekend at the box office. So yeah, it's been an interesting time.
It better be an interesting time and good days for you because yes, surely your movie is doing great. Suparn, but everyone's got talking about how the film is inspired by the Shah Bano case. It's a story that's moved India beyond cinema. It's a story that India's lived through the years. How difficult was it? And before you tell us about that whole experience of actually filming it, tell us how much time went into researching, writing, rethinking into how you want to put it out there for the people.
So, firstly, thank you for having me on the show. When Reshu Nath, my writer, and I started researching, and we decided that this is the film that I want to make. We spent a lot of time researching the legality of it, all the entire legal journey that our protagonist has undergone, based on the landmark Supreme Court judgment. And then for me, it was a big decision that I needed it to be a voice of conscience, of which point of view do I tell the story from and how vast do I take the story to be. And I realized that we want to make it into a domestic dispute that became a national, mudda per se, to say. And that became the driving force where we wanted to get into the mind and heart of Shazia Bano and her husband Abbas Khan in the film and create these two characters who are real people. And the minute you kind of make it as real as possible, the possibilities of saying so much more just increase for us. And there is so much that we wanted to say and encompass that through this journey of theirs is where we could kind of, bring across our points, whether they were legal, whether they were moral, whether to do with society, and clear a lot of misunderstandings, clear a lot of heartaches that, women across centuries have gone through and nothing really has changed. I mean, we talk about why is, the story of Shazia Bano relevant today as compared to 40 years ago. And my thing is, what's changed in the last 40 years? The glass ceiling is still the same. The struggles are still the same. The gender biases that women face are still the same. They still live in a man's world. So if that's the case, then what really has changed? Yes, we maybe talk a bit more now, but that's a small marginal percentage. We try and be, woke and have empathy towards women's causes. But again, that's a very marginal, scenario. Nothing has changed for women. And until we kind of start screaming and talking about it, nothing's going to change. I mean, if men had the same issues as women, by now the world would be a very different place. Most of the issues would be resolved. So,
So you wanted people to walk out of the theatre thinking, asking themselves why we are where we are, despite the several legal battles that have been fought around cases like these, despite us progressing as a nation. That's one question that you possibly wanted everyone to keep in mind when they're walking out after having gone through the whole experience. Also tell us about the pick here. So why did you choose Yami Gautam and Imran Hashmi? What was the thought there? Because you have spoken in so many interviews of how when they first walked into the set, they were like those fearless, hungry students who are just in it for it. So why did you say that and what was the thought process like?
I mean, Yami was my first choice, simple as that, because I think when I saw her pictures, when I've seen her films, there is something about her eyes. There is an earnestness to her. There's an authenticity to Yami that draws you in. And when I met her, we had the story idea sketched out, the world sketched out, but the screenplay was still being written. And she was on from the word go. She saw where I would go. And I think with Yami and Imran, both, it was just two words that convinced them. Trust me. And they trusted me. They literally went the whole hog without any fear, any doubt. Imran, again, I mean, once we started discussing Abbas's character, the way he kind of contributed that, he loved the layers he brought in, that Abbas is not one note. He's real. He's driven by his ego, his ambition. And unlike, where you have men being painted or, characters being painted in a black and white format, we wanted it to be as grey as possible where you could relate to him. That's what makes him really scary, because you see people like Abbas all around. I mean, Shazia can be literally Sunita. Abbas can be, an Amit. It's not about a particular community or religion. These are characters that resonate. And I think that's what's struck the most with audiences. It's a very, very Indian film. It's a very humane drama. You could place it anywhere in the world. It's nothing to do with a sect per se, right? And that's what you want to communicate.
Supan, when the final film is out, and as an audience, when you're seated in the theatre, you really don't have an opportunity to blink twice, look away, get distracted. You're in the zone of feeling the film, feeling the storyline, really absorbing it. How is it any different when you're shooting the film? Because you spoke of Yami Gautam and how she was the first person who came to your mind when you decided that you're going to write the story on Shah Bano. She's also pulled off these remarkable portions in the film. One is the sequence where she was in the market area wherein she spoke of women's rights. The other is, of course, towards the end, the courtroom scene. Again, very vocal, very powerful delivery. How different was it while shooting with her? Could you feel that connected? Could you feel being moved because of the severity with which it was shot?
I think, so we started shooting with, locations, right? So you had a father's house, you had a husband's house. And in those locations itself, before we even moved to the marketplace or the Supreme Court or the High Court per se, although there is only in the Sessions Court that she starts talking in the beginning and then she only talks in the Supreme Court. I think in the husband's house itself, Abbas's house, where you had these dramatic scenes between her and Imran, where she comes to ask for money for her children and they literally have a fight. It was visceral. They went at each other and no quarters were given. They just went at each other. At her father's house, where we have this really heartbreaking moment where, she faces loss and we literally let the camera be. The set was empty. It was just me and my DOP Pratham. And we just moved in and she was crying. Pratham was crying. I am crying. And I was holding Pratham, from behind because he was moving around with her. And all three of us are in tears. She, of course, performing. We are performing. At a single take, we never had to do it again. There are many times, in this film, whether with, Yami or Imran, or we have done a lot of single take shots. We didn't need to go in for a second retake at all because they just gave it their all right from the word go. They came in ready. They came in prepared. We shot fast. We shot tight. We shot the whole film in 32 days. So they lived in that character.
That's remarkable in itself. 32 days. I mean, you can't tell when you watch this film that it just took a little over a month.
It just took a little over a month. And, again, I had the best crew in the world, the best team in the world, and some amazing actors who were literally giving it their all in every take. So everybody's prepared. And that really helps because you're in sync. Your team, your entire team is living and breathing the same story. They're feeling the same emotions. And every day we would go back happy that, we did something special today. And the Supreme Court was literally the last thing that we shot. And, usually like how it's in exam halls, where everybody comes prepared and then it's like, who goes first? Between Yami and Imran and Shiva, who's going to kind of, start with the scene first. Although Yami talks on the second, day of the Supreme Court. But Yami decided to go first and she went at it. We did 2 takes. That was it. And that was a day I think she started honestly letting go of Shazia Bano because the next day she had to react, right? And then Imran came. He again in 2 takes finished it off. So it was just that.
Yeah.
They're like school students looking at each other. So yeah.
Okay. Supan, considering the sensitive nature of the subject, what you chose around marriage, around law, religion, gender, how prepared were you for a stormy backlash pre-release? And did the reaction far exceed your expectations, or was it the other way around? Because typically when you choose a bold film, you got to be prepared for a lot more.
I realized something while making Sirf Ek Banda Kafi Hai, that when your intentions are honest, when you're true to what you're doing, and you have no bias, you have no propaganda, you have no agenda, you're telling a very true story, the world clears up. Everybody galvanizes, the universe comes around you, right? And the same thing happened with Haq. The minute we released our teaser, when the trailer came out, people would just keep coming to me saying that, we are kind of surprised. We thought that what if there was an agenda or whatever, and we feel safe. We feel good about it. And once the film came out and the kind of gentry that's coming in, you have women going in groups, you have families going in groups, and I'm not talking about whether it's it's across the country, whether it's Bangalore or Chennai or Delhi or Bombay or Hyderabad. People are just going out en masse and watching the film and reacting to it in a way that everybody's come out saying the same thing. It's balance, and that is important. Was I worried? Here's the thing: you can't be fearful and create art. You have to be fearless. And if you're honest, if you're true, you have nothing to worry about. The minute you start bringing in agendas or you have something different in mind, then you have something to worry about. So honestly, not me or my team, none of us are worried from day one since we started making Haq.
Brilliantly put, Supan. But since you spoke of Sirf Ek Banda Kafi Hai, I also want to talk about Family Man and draw that contrast between films and OTT. After having done both, experimented with both, and succeeded the way you have in both domains, where do you stand? What's your top pick? Where are you right now when it comes to filmmaking?
I love films. I love OTT. Honestly, they're different mediums. OTT is like writing a Charles Dickens novel. This is writing a tighter, a novel like a James Hadley Chase in terms of 200 pages. But I love both mediums. With streaming shows,
has OTT induced that fast-paced filmmaking in you? Because 32 days for Haq is insane.
I was always a disciplined, fast filmmaker because I'm very clear in my head when I go to shoot or what I want to do. I prepare with my team, I prepare with my actors, I spend time in pre-prod, because end of the day, when you're on set, the clock is ticking. It's literally, the cash counters are rolling with every single hour that you shoot. So you have to be precise. You cannot be sitting and exploring on set. You need to explore on paper. That's what script writing is for. Where you spend time with your writer, where you spend time with your team, you read the scripts, you discuss the scripts, you go over and over and over until you're sure. Yes, you can always shoot a little extra, but you need to be clear in your head as to what you're making. I don't discover films when I'm shooting them. I discover them on paper, while writing, or with my writers, number one. What does happen on set is magic at times, because actors, the locations, they bring in that extra, the word genius comes from genie, right? And I believe in genies. I believe in magic. I believe in movie gods. And things happen. Things happen at times which just surprise you. And I leave myself open to that magic per se. But if you're not prepared, you will not even know that magic is happening and capture it on camera.
And you've had some wonderful picks as protagonists. So, Family Man, for instance, Sirf Ek Banda, Manoj Bajpayee, you work with him so closely. You work with Kajol. Her return to OTT has also been a turning point essentially in her career. It's almost been seen as a comeback in a way, apart from the other films that she was doing at the same time. How has it been working like these people? And if I were to ask you of one experience, one person who you've trusted your film with and given the lead role to, is there something that stays with you when I ask you that question? That one person who's contributed in a way that's left a huge impression on your life?
I think it's not about the one person per se. What I would say is this, that the one thing common in all the names that you mentioned, all the people that I've worked with and all the people I've learned from, is that no matter where they are and no matter how much they've achieved in life, whether it's Manoj or Kajol or Yami or Samantha or Venki sir or Rana, I mean, to name some of them, right? They come to set every single day scared. They come to set every single day hungry. And that reflection of my fear and my hunger, I go to set every single day thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do today. And the minute I put my foot on set, I know exactly what I'm going to do. But that fear is what drives you. I think the day the fear goes away, you become complacent. And none of these people are complacent. They are pushing themselves harder and harder and harder. And that's what we expect of our teams, right? Everybody needs to come with their A game, no matter what you do in life. And that's what I've learned from all these stalwarts, that they come every single day scared and hungry, like a point to prove. So it's not like day 10 of the same film shoot or the day 30 of the same film shoot, they'll relax. They'll be more scared than ever. And that fear never goes away. And that fear has been harnessed in a way that becomes your friend, not detrimental to you. All of them has this in common. They come with a sense of reverence, of fear and hunger.
Okay,
So,
Suparn, I'm also going to have to ask you this, because this is a constant debate on the internet, in the industry. Every time you speak of OTT and you speak of films, and since you've been closely associated with both, the one question that pops up is how some have drawn a red line and they say OTT has been a game changer, yes, but it is also denting traditional Indian cinema in so many ways. And Aamir Khan is an example. He drew that line very sharply. Where do you stand on that debate?
See, my thing is
Because
this,
you've
that,
been part of both the worlds.
See, OTT shows are different. Aamir Khan kind of came from a perspective of OTT film releases per se, right?
Yeah.
Now, when COVID happened, streaming platforms were a savior to the industry because films had nowhere to go, theaters were shut down, and streaming platforms literally lapped up the rights to a lot of films which released for the first time on OTT. The audience changed, the country changed. I think the world changed as a whole in terms of viewing habits during the period of COVID with the advent of streaming platforms across the board. I mean, honestly, had COVID not happened, then streaming platforms would have taken maybe 8 to 10 years more to reach where they are today. Because it's an entire viewing habit. It's a mindset that had to change, right? Where you would go every weekend to a movie theater, where now you decide to stay at home and watch it for an X amount of price that you pay for the whole year and get movies sitting in your house. So that started changing the business per se and the model per se. But people are still discovering it because it worked then. Now, parts of it, if you know that a movie is going to release in 4 weeks in an OTT platform, then you might start considering that going to a movie theaters is expensive today. Then should I go to a movie theater or should I wait for it in the house? So now new models are coming in where maybe, producers are discussing about releasing a movie 3 months or 4 months down the line on an OTT platform. So these are things that we're discovering. It's almost like right now you have, a different business model happening, the streaming platforms and traditional filmmaking business. You have AI happening at the same time. It's like a world is in a state of flux. Everybody is discovering their place under the sun and trying to adapt to new technology, new business models, and figure out what to keep, what to change, how to adapt. And my thing in life is this, that the simple philosophy in life is evolve, change, adapt, man.
Okay,
If you
lovely.
don't, you
And
won't
what's your
survive.
philosophy on filmmaking? So give us a tagline. We'll quickly wrap up on that positive note. What is filmmaking to you?
Honestly, filmmaking is my life. That's all I know. That's all I want to do. That's all I wanted to do my whole life. So if you don't, if you can't think of life beyond filmmaking,
Okay, all right. Thank you, Suparn, for being with us, for sharing your lovely story, for telling us all about behind the scenes. Inak, and congratulations for Huck. With that, we shift our focus now to the other alarming conversation. We are coming across day in and out in the National Capital Region. There is no respite from the AQI, now almost touching 400, 500 in parts of Delhi NCR, and doctors are now warning that the air we're breathing is affecting pregnant women, children, the elderly most severely. To understand the scale of this public health crisis, CNN News 18 has spoken exclusively with Dr. Soumya Swaminathan, former chief scientist at the WHO. Also an important conversation on the AQI crisis with Dr. Randeep Guleria, top pulmonologist and former AIMS director who wants Delhi's toxic air makes us chronic smokers. Listen in to what they're saying.
Every winter, Delhi and large part of North India choke under the thick blanket of toxic air. Despite warnings and several public health emergency measures, pollution levels continue to rise, posing a grave threat to our health. To discuss the impact of this toxic air on our health, I have with me Dr. Randeep Guleria, country's top pulmonologist and former director AIMS. Thank you, Dr. Guleria, for joining us. Doctor, according to certain estimates, we all are smoking more than 7 cigarettes every day. Is this correct?
Yes, if you start looking at data, which is in the AQI that we currently have, it's in the poor, very poor or severe range. And it's in the same category as what we call passive smoking. So number of people who live with people who are active smokers, they tend to inhale the smoke which is from the cigarette in the environment, and we are doing the same thing, but instead of cigarette smoking, it's the air pollution from different sources. So all of us actually are chronic smokers.
Right, and how does this affect our body? Does this affect in the same manner we are smoking?
So to some extent, much more, because the toxic products may be more harmful, and especially this is also harmful to people who are otherwise not exposed, like young children, pregnant women, the elderly, and they also have to face the harmful effects of smoking. Also, it's important to understand that pollution has a lot of fine particles known as PM 2.5, ultra-fine particles which are less than 0.1 micron. And these are so fine that they are about 1/100th of a human hair, and they go deep into our lungs, and they can then enter the bloodstream, cause swelling of the blood vessels, which can lead to effects which are more than just pulmonary effects. They can lead to heart attacks, strokes, and many other diseases which occur because of chronic exposure to high levels of air pollution over a long period of time.
Doctor, specifically talking about children here, do you think, considering the level of AQI we are seeing today morning, it was touching 600 and was entering into the severe category, do you think we should move children from the offline classes to online once again?
Children are more vulnerable because of 2 or 3 things. They have growing lungs, the lungs are still growing, and there is a lot of data which suggests that children who are living in such an environment, their lung health becomes less, their lung capacity decreases. Although there are studies which have recently shown that if you move them to a better environment or the environment improves, the lung catches up in terms of the decrease in the lung capacity which occurs because of pollution. But therefore, there is definitely harm the children have. Also, it predisposes them to chronic cough and allergy-like symptoms. Therefore, yes, children either should avoid going out, stay indoor and make sure that the indoor environment has better air quality, and also, if possible, stay at home or stay inside the classroom rather than going out.
Doctor, according to the World Health Organization, there is no completely safe level of air pollution. With that context, how serious is India's air pollution crisis right now?
We cannot overemphasize the seriousness of air pollution and its impact on health. In fact, there is a lot of evidence from the world as well as from India now that links air pollution to many different diseases and health problems. The WHO says that the safe air quality level is PM 2.5, that is the small particulate matters, very small particles, of less than 5 microgram per meter cube. In India, our national standards is set at 40, which is higher than even the intermediate standard of WHO. But unfortunately, even that 40 is not achieved by most parts of India, particularly the northern half of India. This is causing serious damage to our health and particularly impacted our pregnant women, young children, the elderly, those with underlying diseases. It is cutting many, many years from our healthy lives. And so I think it's a very serious health issue and needs to be addressed as such. It's the second biggest risk factor for our health today and is contributing to deaths due to heart attacks, and latest evidence is linking it with dementia as well.
Right. We Dr. Soumya, we have linked air pollution with cardiovascular diseases as well as the respiratory troubles, apart from, as you mentioned, dementia as well. Do you think the prolonged exposure to this kind of air also increases the incidence of lung cancer even among non-smokers?
Indeed. In fact, we've made a lot of progress with tobacco control in India. That's been one of our, good success stories. But unfortunately, it's made up for by the increasing air pollution, because even people who are not smokers, imagine little babies exposed to the kind of AQI levels that we see today in North India. It's like smoking 20 to 30 cigarettes a day. Can you imagine what that is doing to your lungs? And therefore, lung cancer among non-smokers has gone up tremendously. And 1 in 3 deaths from lung cancer is now attributed to air pollution.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
2 concerns the Congress party, but it is about the voice which speaks on the other hand as far as the Congress party is concerned. This is Shashi Tharoor, who has now praised LK Advani on his 98th birthday, and now there are reactions that are coming in from the Congress party. Pawan Khera has put out a tweet, and I'm quoting, Dr. Shashi Tharoor speaks for himself, and the Indian National Congress outrightly disassociates itself from his most recent statement. That he continues to do as a Congress MP and a CWC member reflects the essential democratic and liberal spirit unique in the Indian National Congress. Tharoor, remember, had tweeted that, and I'm quoting, Advani's unwavering commitment to public service, his modesty and decency, and his role in shaping the trajectory of modern India are indelible. A true statesman whose life of service has been exemplary. So a tweet in praise of LK Advani, a very, very senior leader and BJP veteran, now is not sitting well with the Congress party. There are reactions that are coming in from the Congress party. This time it is Pawan Khera, but they have decided to wing it somewhat in their favor, claiming that this is also the basic ethos of the Congress party, that they allow this.
Welcome back. For the first time in 25 years, a new name has been inscribed on the Women's World Cup trophy, India, and that is something that the country can't stop celebrating. In an exclusive interview with CNN News 18's Shivani Gupta, Indian cricket star Shefali Verma, Richa Ghosh and Pratika Rawal open up on how focused planning, intense net sessions and self-belief powered their comeback to the World Cup title. Listen in.
सब आपकी परफॉर्मेंसेस को बहुत अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं और प्राइज मनी भी बहुत अच्छा बीसीसीआई ने दिया है, बहुत सारी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स भी दे रहे हैं। इनफैक्ट हमें पता चला है कि बंगाल गवर्नमेंट आपको पुलिस जॉब एक ऑफर करने वाली है।
हाँ, मुझे भी सुनने आया है, बट मुझे नहीं पता भी क्या है। आई थिंक सरप्राइज कुछ है, उन्होंने बोला है।
तो ये जो रिएक्शन पूरे देश से मिल रहा है, उसको आप कैसे डिस्क्राइब करोगे?
सच बताओ तो लाइक बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब पूरे देश आपके बारे में सोच रहे हैं एंड लाइक वो लोग जैसे आपको कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट कर रहे हैं। आई थिंक हमेशा एक प्लेयर का वो है कि देश के लिए कुछ करे, एंड प्लस जब देश वाले इतना प्यार दिखाते हैं वो और भी अच्छा लगता है। एंड ऑब्वियसली लाइक ये 2 वर्ड को छोड़कर और मैं एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पा रही क्योंकि बहुत चीजें जो अंदर में बट बोलना नहीं आ रहा है अभी। बट अच्छा लगता है जब सब प्यार दिखाते हैं।
तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर से जो आपकी मीटिंग हुई उसके बारे में कुछ शेयर करेंगे? हाउ वाज दैट मीटिंग और आपको क्या सबसे ज्यादा अच्छा लगा कि आपकी क्या बात हुई पीएम से स्पेशली?
जब हमने मिले तो फोटोशूट एंड ऑल वो सब कराया। देन जब उनसे इंटरेक्ट हुए तो सबका बात पूछ रहे थे उन्होंने सबसे कि क्या करते हो, बट उन्होंने जब मुझे भी पूछा कि आप लाइक जो छक्के मारते हो और लाइक क्या सोचते हो कैसे, तो वो सब इंटरेक्शन हुआ था उनके साथ एंड वो बहुत मोटिवेट भी किए सर ने, बहुत मोटिवेट किए, बहुत चीज़ें बताया जो इंस्पायरिंग होता है, लाइक हर कोई इंस्पायर हो सकते हैं उनसे वो सुन के। तो वो सब चीज़ें थे। सर ने एक चीज़ अच्छी चीज़ बोला कि अभी हम जब वर्ल्ड कप जीते तो हम सबके अभी लाइक सब हमें देख रहे, तो हम ऐसा करें कि हम ऐसा चीज़ें बोले जो सबको हेल्प करे। लाइक कोई स्कूल में जाके आप किसी को मोटिवेट कर सकते हो, स्टूडेंट्स को, कि खेल में आने के लिए या जो भी चीज़। आई थिंक वो चीज़ बहुत चीज़ें जो उन्होंने बोला एंड वो मोटिवेट की हमें भी कि कैसे हमें आगे बढ़ना है एंड ऑल। आई थिंक वो चीज़ें थे उधर
जी। और प्रेसिडेंट की मीटिंग के बारे में भी कुछ बताइए।
उनसे मिलकर भी मजा आया क्योंकि लाइक पहली बार में फर्स्ट टाइम सबके लिए था कि उधर उन्होंने बुलाया एंड जैसे फोटोशूट एंड ऑल सेम था एंड उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से इंटरेक्ट किए सबसे, प्लस उन्होंने बहुत चीज़ें बोले कि लाइक आप देश के लिए अच्छा कर रहे हो, ऐसे ही करते रहो एंड ऑल, बहुत चीज़ें। तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा मिलके। तो सच बताओ तो बहुत अच्छा लगा।
दिस इज ट्रूली डेस्टिनी फॉर यू बिकॉज आप ये वर्ल्ड कप स्क्वाड का पार्ट भी नहीं थे, आपको सेमीफाइनल से पहले स्क्वाड में ऐड किया गया और फिर आप फाइनल में प्लेयर ऑफ द मैच रहे। तो एक तरह से ये जो पूरा आपका जो फेट था, जो डेस्टिनी है, वो पूरी हुई।
यस, थैंक्स टू गॉड मुझे उन्होंने यहाँ भेजा एंड थैंक्स टू ऑल ऑफ देम, माय फैमिली मेंबर, एवरीवन, JSW एंड जिसने भी सपोर्ट किया इस मूवमेंट में, क्योंकि मेरा फ्रेंड सर्कल इतना अच्छा है, उन्होंने मेरे को इतना सपोर्ट दिखाया। आई थिंक वो सपोर्ट एंड भगवान ने मुझे यहाँ भेजा एंड देन टीममेट्स ने बहुत अच्छा सपोर्ट किया। दे आर वेरी वेलकमिंग, दे आर वेरी सपोर्टिव। तो आई थिंक सबकी वजह से मैंने रन किया और हम जीते।
बट जब आपको वो कॉल आया barely 2-3 days बिफोर द सेमीफाइनल, तो तब आपके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा था? क्योंकि बहुत बड़ा स्टेज है ये सेमीफाइनल में बुलाना, और सेमीफाइनल भी ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ था।
बहुत अच्छा लगा जब कॉल आया एंड मैं उस टाइम में डोमेस्टिक खेल रही थी, तो क्रिकेट के टच में तो थी, मैं मैचेस भी खेल रही थी एंड उसके बाद मुझे यही था कि मुझे बुलाया है, इस चीज मुझे खरा उतरना। उन्होंने मुझ पे कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाया, टीममेट्स ने एंड कोच, कैप्टन, जितने पूरे स्टाफ ने मुझ पे बिलीव दिखाया, मुझे बुलाया है। तो मैंने यही कोशिश की कितनी जल्दी मैं चीज़ों को ग्रैब करूं और कितनी चीज़ों को एक्सेप्ट करूं, सिंपल रखूं और अब काम रहूं, अपने आप पे बिलीव रखूं। तो आई थिंक उसके बाद मेरे प्रैक्टिस सेशन भी थे, मैंने उस पर ज़्यादा वर्क किया, नेट सेशन में मैंने ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस की। तो आई थिंक ये सब चीज़ें जाके एक्सेप्ट करना और चीज़ों में यूज टू होना काफ़ी डिफिकल्ट था, बट आई थिंक अगेन प्लेयर्स ने बहुत सपोर्ट किया एंड बहुत अच्छी प्रैक्टिस की मैंने उस टाइम पे। तो आई थिंक बहुत अच्छा रहा सब।
How have the last few days been? Has it sunk in yet that the Indian women's team is the World Cup winning champion?
I think it has been magical. I mean, we met the Honorable President and the Honorable Prime Minister in these last few days, and I cannot express my feelings. It has still not sunk in that we have won the World Cup. It feels like yesterday when we were in Vizag. We had this preparatory camp for the World Cup, and I still remember having a lot of discussions. What we will do after we win the World Cup. Getting our suits. Getting the measurements done. So it feels like yesterday, and now we have won the World Cup, and I still need to process it that we have achieved that thing which we wanted since so long. Also, I mean, the energy around me, the environment around me has been tremendous. So it will take a lot of time
to sink in. Yes.
Yeah.
But you missed out because of an injury, and it was the most unfortunate thing because you were in great form. But the way the team has acknowledged your role, especially after winning the final as well, what would you like to say about that?
So the same question, Mr. Modi ji asked me, how this team is special. So they showed a video, on the screen, me getting injured, and then me celebrating with the team. So I said that this team is special because this team cares about each and every individual.
Okay, that's all we could pack for you in this edition of The Breakfast Club. And taking inspiration from our first segment, we here officially would also issue an apology, issue an apology on behalf of the entire team of The Breakfast Club for making your mornings so engaging and entertaining. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow at 8. Bye-bye.
Brought to you by... This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Two concerns the Congress party, but it is about the voice which speaks on the other hand as far as the Congress party is concerned. This is Shashi Tharoor, who has now praised LK Advani on his 98th birthday, and now there are reactions that are coming in from the Congress party. Pawan Khera has put out a tweet, and I'm quoting, Dr. Shashi Tharoor speaks for himself, and the Indian National Congress outrightly disassociates itself from his most recent statement. That he continues to do as a Congress MP and a CWC member reflects the essential democratic and liberal spirit unique in the Indian National Congress. Tharoor, remember, had tweeted that, and I'm quoting, Advani's unwavering commitment to public service, his modesty and decency, and his role in shaping the trajectory of modern India are indelible. A true statesman whose life of service has been exemplary. So a tweet in praise of LK Advani, a very senior leader and BJP veteran, now is not sitting well with the Congress party. There are reactions that are coming in from the Congress party. This time it is Pawan Khera, but they have decided to wing it somewhat in their favor, claiming that this is also the basic ethos of the Congress party, that they allow this liberal spirit that is there for every member to exercise, and it is only unique to the Congress party. My colleague Pallavi Ghosh is with us on the broadcast. Pallavi, interesting response that's coming in from the Congress.
Yes, we have to also understand that.
Good morning and a warm welcome. You're watching CNN News 18 with me, Griha Atul. Let's begin with the headlines. Bihar election campaign ends. 122 seats vote in the last phase tomorrow. Opposition slams government over detention of protesters demanding clean air, says citizens treated like criminals. BJP hits back. Tharoor praises Advani, compares his legacy to Nehru and Indira. Congress leadership miffed by Tharoor's remarks. Assam cabinet approves bill to ban polygamy. Victims to get compensation. Convicts may face imprisonment. Namaz at Bengaluru airport sparks political firestorm. Karnataka BJP slams Congress over appeasement in high security zone. Terror suspects rape accused get VVIP treatment in Bengaluru's jail. Chief Minister assures action. BJP to stage a protest today. BBC Director General and new CEO resigns over Trump and his speech. Trump celebrates, slams corrupt journalists. Let's begin with the top focus story this morning. After citizens in Delhi protested at the India Gate yesterday over the hazardous air, tensions between the government and activists have escalated. The Delhi government has so far avoided invoking GRAP Stage 3, citing ongoing Stage 1 and 2 actions, while Environment Minister Manjinder Singh Sirsa defended the administration, saying that, and I'm quoting, a disease developed over 10 years cannot be cured in just 7 or 8 months. Now, he's also gone on to blame the Aam Aadmi Party for years of unchecked pollution. To that, Aam Aadmi Party leader Saurav Bhardwaj has countered these claims, highlighting government tampering with AQI data and sharing Lieutenant Governor's old video to show that Delhi has the tools to tackle pollution but lacks the will. The DPCC noted the slight improvement in early November compared to last year as far as air quality goes. However, as far as the political blame game is concerned, this time Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has put in his 2 bits on social media, saying that clean air is a basic human right and questioning why citizens peacefully demanding it are being treated like criminals.
पॉल्यूशन की समस्या दिल्ली और उत्तर भारत के लिए नई नहीं है, मगर लोगों में, खास तौर पे पढ़े लिखे लोगों में, बुद्धिजीवी लोगों में गुस्सा इस बात का है कि सरकार लोगों को धोखा दे रही है, सरकार डेटा की फजिंग कर रही है, सरकार AQI के आंकड़ों में फर्जीवाड़ा कर रही है। जैसे ही पॉल्यूशन बढ़ता है, सरकार जो है AQI मॉनिटरिंग स्टेशन बंद कर देती है ताकि AQI की कैलकुलेशन के अंदर बड़ी हुई रीडिंग्स ना आए। जहां जहां पे भी प्रदूषण ज्यादा है, वहां पे AQI मॉनिटरिंग स्टेशंस के ऊपर दिन रात छिड़काव करी जा रही है।
10 साल तक आम आदमी पार्टी ने दिल्ली की हवा को निरंतर गंदा किया, इसमें जहर फैलाने का काम किया, और अब जब आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बाहर होगी और पिछले 7 महीनों से रेखा गुप्ता जी की सरकार काम कर रही है, तो ये 10 सालों की दी हुई गंदी हवा को पूछ रहे हैं कि 7 महीनों में ठीक क्यों नहीं किया। जिस चीज को 10 सालों में आम आदमी पार्टी ने ठीक कर पाई, हर साल और गंदा करने का काम किया। मैं दिल्ली वासियों को बताना चाहता हूं, रेखा गुप्ता जी की सरकार ने पिछले 7-8 महीनों में जितनी हाई राइज बिल्डिंग हैं उनके ऊपर एंटी स्मोक गन्स लगाने का काम किया है।
Let's now take a look at what the AQI meter really reads in various places of the national capital, the Delhi NCR region. What is the air quality really looking like? So here's a look at Sanjay Nagar in Ghaziabad. It is at hazardous with 353 on the AQI meter. If we further look at RK Puram in New Delhi, it's 346, again hazardous. And then Sector 51 in Gurugram, it's 230, which is very unhealthy. If we further go on to take a look at ITO, which is the main traffic terminal in Delhi, it is at 406. You can see the AQI meter reading hazardous here. Then again, Sector 125, Noida, very close to our newsroom here, 393, again hazardous. Anand Vihar, look at this figure. Hazardous 506. It's unbreathable. And that is what the citizens of the national capital were protesting against. Further, looking at Dwarka, it is again hazardous at 306. in fact, Greater Noida, KP5 reads 382, again hazardous. And Shahadra, same old story, 354, hazardous. It's the same reading as far as the AQI meter is concerned. Hazardous air quality from various areas of the national capital region. From Noida to Delhi to Gurugram, it is the same story that we continue to witness. And this is what the citizens of the national capital went on to India Gate to register their protest against. That they are not able to breathe, there needs to be clean air, and the administration needs to do something about it. So far as Delhi is concerned, GRAP 1 and 2 have been imposed, but the voices of the people suggest that nothing seems to be working. The one important voice that I witnessed during the protest at India Gate, there was one lady who said that so far every administration in Delhi who has come in, whether it is the Aam Aadmi Party government or now the BJP government, they have only been reactive to the pollution menace. They do not come up with long-standing measures, something that needs to be done all through the year and not just the government springing into action once the onset of the winter really is registering this poor air. My colleague Nivedita Kumari Singh is joining us on the broadcast at the moment. Nivedita, so much has happened in Delhi last night. There were protests that were seen around the India Gate. There were protesters who were detained later by the police. Lot of drama, lot of furor. What is the situation now?
Delhi is still above 350 this morning in various parts, especially. I am at the Anand Vihar railway station. It's a junction of metro station, Namo Bharat train and Anand Vihar railway station basically. So the AQI here is around 380. The protest was held last night against the inaccuracy of the data, as the people are claiming, that opposition and people are claiming that there is a mismatch in the AQI level that is being shared by the government and the AQI actually on ground. I am at the Anand Vihar monitoring station also, as you can see behind me, that the AQI here is not exactly matching with the AQI of the shown in the mobile apps right now, but we were told that the discrepancy can be because the time taken to
Have your
update
phone
the
right
numbers.
now. If
The
you
Aam Aadmi
can, for
Party-
our viewers, give us a live update. Open the AQI meter on your phone and let us know what that is reading as opposed to what we see behind you. Because so far, Anand Vihar is that one place where the AQI has breached the 500 mark. And that is how bad everything is. Doctors are warning about health hazards, that this is going to